Hi Scorpio, welcome to your February reading. It's Valentine's month. That makes me very, very excited because I love Valentine's. So we're going to do some general readings today. Now, obviously they will not resonate for everybody. So if it isn't resonating for you, it's not your message. Check out some other readers. There are plenty of us out there. If it does resonate, let me know in the comments down below. And obviously it's general reading, so if you would like to book a private reading, you will find all that in the description box down below as well. There'll be my email address and my Instagram handle there. Now do give me a follow on Instagram because I do a lot of free content on there as well. Now, because obviously it's a love month, we're going to do love readings. So we're going to do, the first reading will be for those of you in a relationship. We're going to have a look at what's going on for you and what's going on for your person. And then we will have a look at the singles after that. So we're going to have three different decks today. We've got the 8 Coins Tattoo Tarot for you. We've got the Light Seers for your person. And then we've got This Might Hurt for the singles. Now, I'll put all the links in the description box below as well, just so you can check them out. Right, parish notice is done. Scorpios. Relationship Scorpios. Let's get into it. Right. First off, we've got the Four of Swords. Now, that for me feels like this month in your relationship is going to be a little bit of just like stagnancy. I don't feel like there's going to be much progress this month. I don't feel like it's going to, you know, it just feels like where you're at the moment. It's not a bad situation by any means, but it's not going anywhere. You know, not in the, I don't mean in the way that you, like it's not going anywhere so you need to get out of it. It's not going anywhere, you need to shake things up and you need to do things. It just feels like it's going to be very calm, very subdued, and you know, maybe you've been in a relationship a long time and you don't know where else you can go. Like, you're kind of okay where you are. You don't want to progress any further. You don't need to. But, as I say, we'll have a look at what your person feels about that. But then we've also got the 8 of Cups in reverse as well. So, like, both of these cards for me, for this month, it just feels like everything's a bit stagnant. There's not really any progress, and, you know, I know we've got, like, if you're in the UK, we've got lockdowns going on, so really, you know, maybe it's actually that you're in your relationship at the moment, you don't live together, and you kind of can't really do anything. You can't do anything at all. You can barely meet up because stuff's, you know, in the way. So it does feel very much like this month might be a little bit stagnant. But towards the end of the month, we then got the Empress. So things will start to improve, I think, towards the end of this month. I think, you know, the second half of the month, you'll be able to start building again. You'll be able to start building some progress, maybe moving forward with things. But for me, it's more about, you know, this time that you're taking out now might feel a little bit stagnant, but actually what it's doing is it's bringing you, it's rest time, so you can regroup and start to make progress later on in the month. So you will start to have things, you know, growing, is what I want to say. Like, you know, and maybe for some of you that is actually a pregnancy. That is actually that kind of progress of not necessarily having a baby and pregnancy, but giving birth to new periods of your relationship, giving birth to situations that change, different ways of looking at things, finding new ideas and actually going for them, following through with them. You know, I want to say like maybe booking holidays and stuff like that, but you know what I mean? It's like, it's taking those first steps into new adventures. But then we've got the Tower in reverse. So towards the end of the month, I feel like you're going to have moments where you feel resistant to change. It's a bit like you are putting ideas in place with that Empress, and then someone else is your person is taking them and running with them, and then you go, hang on a minute, I was really happy with my idea, but now it feels like you're spiraling it in a different direction, and I don't want to go in that direction. So it becomes a backtrack. Now, the thing with that is obviously once you put the ideas out there, they're out there, there's nothing much you can do about it. People will run with them. You want them to run with them. That's what a relationship, you know, is part of a relationship in my opinion. Okay, so let's have a look at what's happening for your person this month. Let's see what is happening for your person, Scorpios. What's going on? Okay, so your person is coming up. Interesting, you've got the 4 of Swords for the beginning of the month, and your person's coming up at the 5 of Swords. Now, I actually think your person is probably struggling a little bit with your lethargy, laziness, your inability to get things moving, your inability to do things, and not even your inability, but it's your lack of desire to move forward. I feel like it's stressing them out a bit, and I feel like they've got other people giving them opinions and venturing, saying, oh, well, if they don't want to do this and they don't want to move on, why are you there? Why are you doing this? Like, and it's just niggly things, and likewise, it can also, it doesn't have to be negative. It can also be people chirping in and going, oh, but they did do this and they did do that, and they are really good. Like, they might be a bit lazy right now, but actually, they're still kind of, they're still a good person. You don't want to rock the boat, blah blah blah. It just feels like there's a lot of information coming at them. And it's kind of that moment where they're just like, oh my God, please, everyone butt out for a minute and just let me process everything. Let me focus on what's going on. Let me work through this on my own. I don't need other people's opinions right now. So be wary that your person may be feeling a little bit like they don't want even your opinion on what's going on. Now, where you've come up as the Eight of Cups in reverse, they're also coming up as the Hierophant in reverse. So it's kind of that thing where they're like, do you know what? We are where we are. It's an acceptance, rather than trying to think, oh, well, we should be moving forward. And actually that kind of feeds into where it's more, I feel like with that Five of Swords, actually, it's probably that other people are saying, well, you should be moving forward by now. You've been together long enough. You should be moving in together. You should be getting married. You should be having kids. Whatever it is that your progress levels are for your relationship. There's a kind of resignation, I would say probably halfway through the month, where they decide that actually they're okay where they are. It's not bad. It's not a downward spiral. It's just that things aren't kind of moving forward at the moment. But there's nothing wrong with that. Where you are is comfortable. It's good. There's contentment. And a lot of people strive to be content all their lives and never reach it. So don't beat yourself up for being content for your person. Here's where things are interesting. So for your Emperors, they're backed up by the Seven of Wands. So when you start coming up with the ideas, I feel like your person's almost a little bit like, no, I tried to suggest these things and you didn't want to do it. And now you want to do it. You're going to have to wait for me. So there's a little bit of push and pull, a little bit of tug of war about this where, you get to a point where you're ready to create and to develop. And they suddenly go, actually, I don't know whether I am yet. I was ready at the beginning of the month. I was ready last month. And now, actually, I'm reassessing. And I need to chill. And they will go for it, I think, because it's, it's still an upright, it's still a Wands card, it's still very much, picking your battles. But I feel like it's almost, not like a punishment, but it's a teasing of, no, you can wait now, actually. Because I had to wait, and now you can wait a little bit. We're going to get the balance back. We're going to do that. And it's not, listen, it's not like a manipulative, maybe it is in your situation, but I don't feel it's manipulative. I feel like it's just, actually, I need a bit of time out now as well. Maybe you were right. Maybe when you wanted time out, that was actually a really good suggestion. You're right, and now I need that bit of time out. I feel like that's kind of where they're coming from. But also where you're having resistance to them trying to take your ideas and run with it, they're also kind of accepting with that Hanged Man that it's like, okay, cool, listen, you want to resist, I can hang around and wait. You don't want to change yet, cool, it's fine. I feel like this month for you Scorpios, I feel like it's going to be a real push and pull with you and your partner. There's going to be a lot of backwards and forwards, toing and froing, and coming up with ideas, discussing them, realising that might not work, moving back to the drawing board. It just feels very like seesawy, very push and pull. Anyway, hope that helps. Now let's move on to the single Scorpios. And this might hurt deck. So, single Scorpios. First, we are going to have a look at who you can be looking out for a relationship. And then we're going to have a look at how you can be ready for them. So, let's have a look who to look out for first. Okay, so we've got Five of Swords in reverse. So, I feel like you're looking for someone who's calm. Someone who has done their stuff. Someone who doesn't get riled up. Someone who, like when you get people who, like Brene was talking about it and saying on one of her podcasts that if you look at calm people, what they do when something happens, when information comes to them that could set them off, the first thing they do is take a breath. Before they respond, before they do anything, they literally just close their eyes, take a breath, and then they will process it. So I feel like you're looking for someone who is doing that. But also with that High Priestess in reverse, you want someone, I feel like you're looking for someone who, it sounds really awful to say, doesn't spend a lot of time connecting. But we all need to connect to our inner selves, to our intuition, to our trust, to trust the niggles, to get, to deal with all those things. We all need that. But I feel like the next person you've got coming towards you is someone who doesn't really spend as much time doing that, and that's maybe because they've done it and they've gone through it. But also we've got an Ace of Swords as well, so there's a lot of air energy here. I think it's a lot. You could be looking for Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But for me, it's someone again who they're very calm about things, but also probably a little bit, dare I say it, lazy. You give them an idea for something to do and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, we could do that, but can we do it next week? Can we do it later? Rather than just being like, oh, yeah, awesome. Now listen, that might work for you. You might need someone calm like that might be good for you. Because maybe you've been a bit flighty. Okay, now let's have a look at how we can be ready for them. Oh my God, right, loads of fired up energy here. So first off, you've got an Emperor. So looking at the bigger picture is one of the first things you can do to help yourself be ready for this next relationship. Focus on what it is that is good for you, what's good for other people, really maintaining a balance on that masculine energy of doing, of making things happen, not sitting back and waiting for someone. I always think it's nice to, when you're looking at who's coming in, rather than thinking about who's coming to you, who to look out for, because we have a part to play in this as well. We can't just sit back and wait for someone to approach us. We've got to make sure that we're out there doing it. They've also got the Queen of Wands, so I think there's definitely a lot of getting your house in order, making sure that you are actually physically in a place where you can invite someone into your life. Maybe it's simple things like having space in the wardrobe, doing those little manifestation moments to be aware that you have someone else, sleeping on one side of the bed rather than in the middle. Those kind of things that just put you in that mindset of going, right, this is going to be, my partner space. I've got space for someone to be in my life. I have a few hours a week where I think, oh yeah, say a Tuesday night, you think, actually this time is good. I've got this time to spend with a partner, to spend dating, even if it's app dating, virtual dates, whatever it is, having time and setting that time aside from, let's face it, we all have busy schedules. We all have lives that become full of doing things. And while we stay in that mentality, we're not making space for someone to come in. And it's all very well saying, well, listen, when someone comes into my life, then I will find time for them, I'll make time for them, I'm willing to do that. But it's almost a bit of a chicken and egg thing where it's yes, of course, once you have someone there, you'll fit them into your life, but you also need to have that space for them to be in your life. So that's really, really important to me. And then we've got the Eight of Wands as well. So again, it's down to you to pick up the pace. And this card for me is about kind of that finding your tribe, getting the support from other people, having other people come in to bounce ideas off, making sure that, when you meet someone, you talk to your friends about them and say, well, look, this bit I'm not so sure about, but they've got some really good qualities. Like this I really like. Get your friends' opinions. Listen to your friends. Maybe it's that your friends have someone and they go, oh my God, right, you're looking for someone who does this, who has this kind of quality. Oh my God, I know someone who's single and is like that. I'm going to introduce you. One of those things, but you kind of got to be out there telling people what it is that you want for them to be able to help you out. Anyway, I hope that helps, Scorpios. As I say, if it resonates for you, let me know down in the comments. And if it doesn't and you would like to book a private reading, all the information is in the description box below. Have a lovely month. Take care and I'll see you very soon. Bye.